Hello, welcome to the Racing Games stream. We are live on Gran Turismo 7, trying to take on the GT World Series. Welcome to the Racing Games stream.
Audio in my ear,
we are
which is
live
not
on Gran. Let's get rid of that. So, what you see right now is our Skyline, the R34 Nurburgring. We've tricked it up. We've put a really ugly livery on it. And a couple of stickers to give it that proper late 90s, early 2000s vibe. Can we back out of that to show it off? There it is. Let's just pop our wheel live. There we go. And we have all of this to take on. So, as you can see, it's at 750 pp. 700 brake horsepower. We've put the works on it. Let's just nip to the tuning shop. We can see we've basically bought absolutely everything under the racing section that we possibly can. We've got the racing medium tyres. They're slightly longer races this time. We're actually going to pop on. I don't think they do anything extra, but we might just pop on the carbon ceramics. Because why not? We're not going for the nitro. It would be cool, but I think unnecessary. I hope it's unnecessary. But what we are doing right now is the very last menu book in the GT Cafe, which is the it's called the World GT Series rather than GT World Series. Oh well. And we come down here, and it is 5 races: Deep Forest, Spa, Le Mans, Bathurst, and the Nurburgring 24-hour. We are against Group 3 cars with a cap of 800 pp. So we will see how this little Skyline holds up. But it should be okay. I've kind of tuned it slightly. Put some downforce on it to make it a little bit more manageable. But we haven't tried this yet against these cars. So let's dive in and let's see what we can do. 7 laps of Deep Forest. Even those mediums might struggle. If we go to detailed settings, you can see here we are. So we put the torque vectoring on. We've added a little bit of toe, dropped the front body height, added some downforce. Got all the usuals on the anti-lag. Racing air cleaner, silencer, exhaust, the works really. And let's see if we can keep up. As we start plumb last with a lot of Group 3s. GR Supra, NSX, WRX, C7, V12 Vantage, and this little thing. But it is pretty rapid, as this Aston is about to find out. So we go way too deep there. Oh, kind of forgot the layout there. If this isn't fast enough, we do have the Supra, 97 Supra that we can switch to and try again. But the start of this final menu book number 39, sorry, does say, can your road car compete? And it looks like we can. Is that anti-lag paying for itself? We've got some mad speed down the straights. Okay, our braking distances are a bit longer at the end there than normal. It's the first time I've seen a car bottom out and throw sparks up. That's pretty cool. Try and get around the outside. Beautifully done. Oh, I think he's still there. So we got a little bit loose through that section. The Dodge, and is that the Alpha in front as well? Yeah, the 430. Just throw it up the inside. Twelfth already, and we should dispatch more down this straight. So this is going to be more about whether I can keep this Skyline on the road than it is about whether or not it can keep up. There we go. Coming to the end of lap 2 then, and we're already in P10. There we are, 20 seconds off the lead. Oh, we just let up. Okay, make that a few more seconds as we got some off-throttle oversteer there. Not ideal. This car might have actually wanted a bit more downforce on it. Nudge the AMG through the corners now. Listen to the crackle of the exhaust. Past the AMG, the Beamer now, the M6. It's got a much more modern PlayStation logo on it than we do. But it can't keep up. Just gonna have to back out slightly there. We are 11 seconds down, so we should get this barring any incident. Like I said, maybe it could have used a touch more downforce, because keeping it stable through this section is tricky. Just see a little snap there. Not got it stable through that either. This is very ragged. Still not quite used to the way this car is set up. We dispatch another one into 4th. Be interesting to see how all this power kind of hurts me in the twisty bits of the Nordschleife, but it should really help at Spa and Le Mans. So we're on to lap 5. A little bit too much inside there, but sets up nicely for this through the bridge. Just the Supra and the WRX to go. That green stuff is no good. We don't want to be on that at all. Try and get cheeky with cutting a few meters out. Past one. Oh, it's a squeeze, but we're through. And now it's a matter of holding on to it. Nice and smooth through there. Finally getting a bit of an understanding through that first section. Let's avoid that green stuff. Very smooth and fluid. And now the enormous straight. 3.5 tenths up on our best already. A little bit eager out of the exit there. Can really feel it start to wobble through the descent, which is a bit scary for Bathurst coming up after this. That we're up again. Getting a bit frisky on the old power. Don't really have the time to have a crash, so we can't get too eager in trying to chase the fastest lap. Good thing is that the medium tyres have held on nicely. That's if there's any tyre wear. I suspect there isn't. Cross the line to win. Gorgeous. That's what that is. Get rid of those. Bought that. Let us know how you're doing out there this evening. If you've got Gran Turismo 7, where you are in your journey, if you've souped up a mega car like we have, 90,000 for that prize as that prize money, that's really nice. That helps because we spent a solid lot on tuning it up. So it is good to get some of it back in winnings. Not sure we deserve the clean race bonus, but there you are. Won't turn our nose up at it. To the next race, to Spa. 5 laps of Spa. which makes me think we'll probably have 2 laps of the Nordschleife. Let's put just a touch more downforce on this thing. Always a nice round number, 5. We probably don't need it, but it's just for safety's sake. Ups our performance points slightly. So they're already halfway up the Camel Straight by the time I take charge here. More than halfway up as we get to the source. Gonna get past this Aston before we go in. We are. Alright, we need to slow a little bit more for Eau Rouge and Radion than that. It's good to know for next time. Now the ultimate power of this thing can fly. Alright, we need to brake a touch earlier than that for the com as well. It's all a bit of a learning experience. First time out on a track with a new car. Through the worst corner in the world. And this corner on everything other than F1 is beautiful. Past the R8. Wouldn't be a Skyline without a little bit of a drift. So you start to get the hang of Spa in this thing. Oh, Alexa sat there on the exit. Oh, I'm trying to leave it space, we ended up in the gravel. Foot down, it won't be flat through Blanchemont, won't even be semi-flat through Blanchemont. It's always interesting when I play a lot of Formula 1, you come to an F1 track without all that downforce and you just suddenly realise that these corners require braking. Completely overshot that as well. Come on. Boxed ourselves in a little bit. Put the foot down now. This thing's a rocket. We'll just start braking at like 150 here. Go through the chase at Bathurst, this thing's going to be a menace. Get up the inside of that dodge. Not really, sorry. We tried something. Kind of follow here, but we've got the acceleration of the corner to have the 911 up the inside into Pouon. Oh, that's not something you see every day. Whoops. Kind of nailed it. Brake's a bit too early there. Get slowed down in time for that either. We are only 5 seconds behind at the start of lap 3, which is very, very nice. Just going to follow up Radion, which we cut slightly. Welcome to the stream, J-Wedge. Hope you're having a good evening. We are taking on the GT World as we go wide, the World GT Series in our tricked out Skyline, blasting our way through a field of Group 3 cars. Marcus, this is Gran Turismo 7. Brand new, out last week on the PS5. We are taking on the last championship in the campaign mode. As we go flying past absolutely everyone. I still haven't quite got Blanchimont right. Acceleration of this thing's absolutely insane, as is the livery. Let's just through here, let's change cam and give you the full view. So we've got the old PlayStation logo on the front. As you dive up Eau Rouge and through Radion, get a little bit of a slide on. Oh, we put a wheel out. As we were checking chat, we weren't quite straight. Roof cam is usually my go-to, but the cockpit looks so good in Gran Turismo 7. Great game. It is a great game. If you haven't checked out our review on it yet, you can find it on racinggames.gg in full written form. There's also a video of it on our channel, which you can check out. We, it's safe to say, love this game. Ooh, as we get a little bit too deep there. Let's give you the full look of the Skyline. We're all over the place. Yeah. What's happened? Oh, we may have broken the car. Car may be broken. Something's broken. We're not doing anything. The throttle appears to be stuck on. Interesting. It's basically driving itself. I'm not touching anything and there's still throttle on. It's still trying to steer. I have no idea what's happened. I think my wheel's bugged out. Okay, so something's gone wrong with the wheel here. Give us a minute as we power it off, power it back on again. And now we have control again. Right, so we have 43 seconds to try and catch up after our wheel bugged out entirely. We're not last somehow. Don't know what happened to that V12, that Vantage, but we are not last. Alright, so we've got a lap to try and get back into the points. That's not going to help, we're just going to cut that. I do find it easier with the wheel, yes. This is the Fanatec GTDD Pro, which you can get a pretty good value on, actually. It comes with the pedals, comes with the rim, and it's direct drive wheelbase. It's the cheapest direct drive on the market right now. And it's definitely easier with the wheel, but it's also very good with the controller. The DualSense on PS5 is great. So thankfully there are 3 other races to come, and we won the first one. I wonder if we can win the championship with a no-score race, because we're still 10 seconds behind. That's not going to help as I start pushing too hard. So we're going to catch 16th, I think, but I don't think that's good for any points. I think we have to be at least in the top 10. They all start coming across the finish line. Oh, we got the super deep. We'll be very cheeky and cut that out. So what was an easy win has taken a turn. Been on a waiting list for PS5s. They are very hard to come by. Our video lead, Toby, other Toby, has only just managed to grab himself a PS5. He ordered it, was able to order it today, and it'll get to him next week. I was lucky enough to get one the very first day of launch, which was good, because otherwise we would be in serious trouble trying to get you some good Gran Turismo 7 content. So there we go, no points from this one. We are a full 10 points behind the WRX, who we may have to do a little bit of sabotage on to make sure they drop points, as they're only going to be able to drop 6 more finishing second every race. So we've got to do some manipulation of the AI here if we don't want to start redoing this. Next race, and we are off to Le Mans. Circuit de la Sarthe. 3 laps. This should be relatively easy thanks to those big back straights. We will have a huge advantage down there. But as you see that WRX starting in first, we need to make sure they finish at least third in one of these races. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Lewis Hamilton 2016 of backing them into the competition. Just need to take the edge off there, I suspect. I do not race this circuit much. Obviously done a little bit in the run through Gran Turismo, but it's not on, it's not on that many games. So it's not a track I'm super familiar with. Because now we can truly open up the taps. Getting some lovely slipstreaming going on. Should probably start slowing down. It's about right, I'd say. 200 plus meters of braking distance there. We might be up with the front runners before the end of this lap. Really, it's going to be the Nordschleife that's going to make or break us, because overtaking there is obviously not very easy at all. Not to mention that we will be crashing a fair bit. I don't think we should be taking this quite flat, especially as we then have... Alright, from here on, my knowledge of this circuit is pretty rubbish. It looks like we've got bags of pace in hand as we now catch the leader already. Now, I don't usually condone what you're going to see with us here, but oh, he's a brick wall. We can't really nudge him off course. Just a little bit of bump drafting going on. Didn't really affect him at all. I don't quite know how we're going to stop this driver from finishing second every race behind us. Might be easier to do at Bathurst. Oh, we cannot take that flat out. Alright, we're going to race along here and we're going to keep an eye on WRX and see if it can drop out of the top two. I mean, we just needed to finish third once and we should be okay. Provided we win all the other races, of course. Alright, the Supra has got past. It may not hold up though. There are specks in the rearview mirror. Supra is managing to stay ahead, which is nice. Right, this was basically flat till that right left, wasn't it? Just coming up here. It starts to get all squiggly. It's a little bit of Sunday driving going on, we're just not really pushing through here. There's no need to get into an accident. Out onto the main straight we go. Alright, one more tour. Remembering that we can't really take this flat out. Whoop. Little wobbly. But flat and keeping an eye on the Supra in the top left. Hoping it can stay ahead. If it stays ahead into the at the end of the straight, then it's all good. I just realised we missed out on another 90,000 credits as well with that wheel moment. Ooh, a little bit too much curb. coming out of there, that'll cost us time. Supra's still ahead. A bit deep there. The Viper's now ahead of the WRX, that's good news. Maybe that thing lacks a little bit of straight line speed. So I think even with that moment in Spa, I think we might be all good. Weren't quite where I thought I was on the track. And again, come on, stay focused. I keep looking at the leaderboard on the left as that Viper is now into second place. Where's the corner? There's the corner. Completely overshot that first chicane. Alright, a sloppy last lap. It's across the line to take the win. And then we have to try and figure out what we need from the rest of them. So the WRX finishes 4th. That's great. No clean race bonus for us, but we still had 60,000. We are 5 points behind, and they can only drop 4. So we still need a little bit of help. So we now head down under. Race number 4. How many laps of Bathurst have we got? 5 laps. I mean, it makes sense given the estimated race time, but they are almost at the end of that first straight before we start off. I mean, I shouldn't be too worried. We have an obvious power advantage, but oh, great flyover. It'll be difficult to maintain performance up and down the hill compared to Group 3 cars around here. We just won't be quite as planted. We get stuck behind that Corvette. I'm a little bit more familiar with Bathurst thanks to Assetto Corsa Competizione. Still doesn't mean it's easy though. Very simple to get out of line up the hill, and even easier to lose time down it. There's a yellow flag ahead. Oh, there's all sorts of chaos. We got through that fairly unscathed, actually, in the grand scheme of things. Might get a little bit of air here. Not quite. I think we're definitely going to have to take some speed off to go through here. Oh, that Ferrari nearly chopped us up. Oh, tried to get fancy and go all the way around the outside of that group. It didn't really work. Sorry for the nudge. I'm just a little bit boxed in there. Power away from them. A little cleaner than last time. Oh, sneaky. Too fast there. I'm not really expecting you to be doing 70 through there, mate. No more AI shenanigans here. Take another turn down the roller coaster. Dear. I was about to say we were just playing it safe there and we were playing it a bit too safe. I don't think we've gained nearly enough time. Obviously we had that mistake at the chicane, but we really do need to keep pushing our way through here. We do have to win. There's no doubt about that. Like it, 2.5 seconds off the fastest lap already. Oh, wheels gone again. Just felt it yank me round. It's more than a little worrying that it does that, I'm not going to lie. Go into PS5 mode, thank you. Alright, this time at least we recognised it for what it was. But it's undoubtedly cost us another chunk of time. We were not braking in a straight line there. I think that's going to cost us any hope of the win. Alright, so we've got 12 seconds to make up in 2 laps. That's going to be tricky. Especially if we do that. And then that. That wasn't ideal either. So what the gap was 12 seconds, it's now down to 7.5. It's now down to 6, okay. So with an absolutely pinpoint perfect final lap, along with overtaking a couple of cars, it might just be possible. That's not perfect. But we are right behind the lead now. We have to dispatch this Supra. Okay, the exit is all important. Got the run, got the lead. In the dark, don't quite know where to trust everything. There we go. Well, let's go. What a final 2 laps that was. Ooh. huge first place. But again, that WRX is second. And we are 3 points behind it. So we need the WRX to finish third. Or finish fourth and we finish second. That works as well. No one else is a threat. We just have to try and take that thing off round the Nurburgring. So that'll be easy. Right. Don't need the replay. Two laps of the Nurburgring 24-hour circuit. The aim should be to be in first at the end of the first lap, really. Quite how we go about getting around everyone. Oh, it's at night as well. Oh god. It would have been nice to be in a position where we didn't need to score any points in this race. Are we doing the full or are we switching back here? We're switching back here, okay. One down. 18 more to go. Also have to remember to turn left at the end of the Nordschleife, which is always a tough one to do. Now, is that sun rising or setting? Either way, it looks super cool. Last one more. Bit too much to do that. To the Nord we go. Quite how we get round this Ferrari. A little bit of a wobble. Alright, past the Ferrari. Don't know why I brake there. Just kind of expect an awkward corner around every bend. We don't particularly want to get off the ground too much there. Like to have been in a position to get by the Dodge at this corner. Well, we're 28 seconds behind. I mean, that's not a lot on a 8-minute lap, is it? It's just how do we find a way past? Ooh, big sparks from someone going through here. I thought that was a crash. That's how we get past that. Now we've got two cars side by side, which means there's absolutely no room for us. Thank you very much, guys. us a gap, thank you. Bonk. As long as it's pointing in the right direction, I don't mind pinballing off the barriers too much. It's when you end up pointing the wrong way. Go on, keep it in, not quite. Big braking zone here. A little bit forceful. Clean race bonus is gone. We don't care, we want the win. Sky is starting to lighten, which is nice, because we don't really know our way around here. Well, we do have a power advantage. We can't really use it. Because I don't know the layout, and we don't necessarily have the downforce to make the most of that power advantage. So we're still 25.5 seconds behind, even though we've sighed through half the field. We're just not really making any inroads here. Things like that. But falling out the carousel is no good either. And after the carousel, it gets to the point where I really don't have an idea. Still 25 seconds behind. If we don't fall off the track, I think we'll be okay. The problem is we absolutely, definitely will fall off the track. I got some air there when we didn't really want it. It's a baby carousel, which leads to the long right-hander, which then leads to the back straight. Oh, and we fluffed it. Wheel on the dirt. It's game over for the race win. Certainly game over for trying to play any shenanigans with the WRX, who is in third, okay, or second. So if we can somehow reel this in, what was it, 33 when we crashed, so let's see what it is when we get to the end of this straight. So we've been able to knock a good chunk off, but there's a yellow flag and we can't go around this Porsche. Porsche, move! Oh, go Porsche! We're gonna have to go. Don't turn right. That cost us about 4 seconds. Well, it got rid of a car, which may help in the long run. .28 seconds. We've got to make up the time on the part of the course we actually know, which is the GP, and then we push it too hard because that's just what we do. Oh! It's back to 33 seconds. I believe our biggest crashes were at the points of the circuit we are actually kind of familiar with. Gap is 29 seconds. So we overshoot the chicane. To get past the M6. End of the world. WRX back in the lead. Gently over that jump. Go for an absolute lunge. Gap is under 26 seconds. Sort of held that, I guess. And we're pointing the wrong way again. Well, it was very unlikely before, it's definitely impossible now. Just trying to score as many points as we can, bag as many credits as we can, and we're going to have to come back and attack this another day. Good job there's no damage. Clean carousel. Just gonna have to straight line that. Definitely didn't want to get air there. Slowed down the charge somewhat. Alright, let's not lose it. Which we almost have there. Trying to get out onto this back straight. 18 seconds is the gap. We don't have nearly enough power to make that up. We can certainly eat into it. Ah, after all that, fifth. It's not so bad, but it could have been a lot better. Sorry I wasn't looking too much at chat through there, as I'm sure you can imagine it was difficult going through the Nordschleife. So the World GT Challenge was, what, 7 laps at trial at Deep Forest, 5 at Spa, 3 at Le Mans, 5 at Bathurst and 2 at Nurburgring. So it does take you around the world, it does challenge you. It's definitely good fun, it's definitely very hard. We had some wheel issues at Spa that cost us any points, and then slight wheel at, we still got 21,000 for that. Slight wheel issue at Bathurst, which nearly cost us, but we still were able to win. And then just a couple of crashes around Nurburgring. and that's how you end up second. It is a little frustrating that the AI always kind of finish in that order. You can see it's jumbled up a little bit, but like that WRX was going to win if I wasn't at the front every single time, which leaves no room for error. So we pick up 21,000 for that. Second overall is 90,000. We get to pick a gift card. Ooh. As long as it's not the Porsche, we're happy. It's the Porsche. Shouldn't have said anything. But there we go. That was the World GT Series, as they call it, bizarrely. Why it's not the GT World Series, I don't know. Bag a few more collector points. We do not need to see the full replay, although the night to day transition was really nice. We ended up just 10 seconds off that, and we were for a period we were 33 seconds behind on that last lap. So it would have been a pretty simple win. We would just have had to try and push that WRX down the field a little bit to win the title overall. There we go. So let's head back to the cafe and see what Luca has for us now that we have finished. Yeah, second is fine, I guess. The 6-star roulette ticket. God, who knew there were so many drivers involved in this game? We get a cool little cake. God, we really do get a lot of congratulations. Alright, I get it. Oh my god. Feels unnecessary. Okay, Sarah must be the last one. I am on a grand tour now. Let me go. See you again. Goodbye for now. Thank you. So we have completed the GT Cafe. Hey Super Sim, what's up? We are done with GT Cafe. Although we only were able to manage second in the World GT Series, thanks to some wheel issues and some driver issues at the Nurburgring. We are done with the campaign, I guess. One thing we haven't done obviously is golded all the missions, all the license tests, all the circuit experience. We got the credits. We don't need to see the credits, do we? Alright, let's see what we can get off this 6-star roulette ticket. Why not? Knowing my luck, it'll be 5,000 credits. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, hello. That's 1,000,000 credits, that's 2. We want the Audi. We're not getting it. Ow! Beautiful. 1 million credits, just like that. But now that I've seen it, I want that Audi. How much is that going to set me back? I bet you it's more than 1 million. That's 3. This is 1. I forget which one it was actually. I think it was this one. We could just grab it. I think I'd rather save my cash for the full version. 532 brake horsepower, just 900 kilo. Oh, we've got an invite from Lamborghini. What are Lamborghini trying to sell us? The Veneno. 3.6 million. Yeah, we don't quite have the cash for that. Aventador, Huracan. Beautiful. So, what should we do now that we've finished that? I'm kind of still in the racing mood, although not necessarily for that many laps. Why don't we see if we can do a circuit experience somewhere. Let's try at Deep Forest, since we're already kind of warmed up on that. $14.3 for gold. It's just the first corner. What we're in the R8. So this is presumably picking the right braking point. That was a bit early. Got a wheel on the grass. A little bit more practice, that's what we're here for, right? Let's keep going. Let's see if we can at least medal all of these. So that's silver. Sector 2 is the entire infield. Okay. Feel like you could have broken that up a little bit. Okay, lost it over there. That's good to know. Lost the rear there. Bit of lift off oversteer, okay. And again. Alright, this isn't going so great for the R8. The first section was fine, and this one is just getting used to the car, I guess. Alright, we do not want to be in third gear through this section. There. So we're a little tentative through there, just trying to get a time on the board. There's one, let's retry it now we've got a bit of a flow. Alright, we can't use all of that runoff. It's good to know. That's what you'd do in a race, you'd use all of that. Oh, we're back to struggling again. Barrier collision. Alright, let's go on to the next. This is, again, one corner. So 2 of these sections are 1 corner, and then 1 is the rest of the rest of the track. That's a bit ridiculous. Spits you out. Break about the 150. 150 is probably a little bit early in this car. Let me run out that far. Comfortable silver. Alright, let's try the whole thing. See what we can get. It's a 126.8, which we're definitely not going to hit. A 128.5 is possible. Being tentative there because I know that happens if I'm not. Hey Sumi, there are races where you'd have pit stops. There's a established race, Group 3 at Daytona, which is 10 laps, which requires you to stop for fuel and tyres. And you can build a pit stop into any custom race. So that is set for you. You can pit stop to your heart's content. A little bit greedy on the grass there. You can set up to 200 laps in race length for any circuit, which is like 26 hours if you're fast at the Nurburgring, or like 5 minutes at the high-speed ovals. .26.8 is gone. We could get silver with a couple more. These spam messages really are something, eh? Gonna have to get a filter on for these. I reckon another lap and we can get we can bag the silver on this one. I mean, it's all that middle sector. Lift off oversteer. Having that ghost is frustrating, so let's turn it off. Like, it's nice to see, but if the ghost is just in front of you, it puts you off so much. felt faster, but we'll see when we get to the end, I guess. Doesn't give you a split to your previous time. Oh, yes. I mean, we're still a second and a half off gold, but that'll be a lot of grinding through that middle sector, but we'll take silver. One other thing we can do is we haven't even attempted these license center super license just yet. No, we're already on it. So it's a full lap in a car, and in a car that most of these that I've not driven before. Driven the Supra, not driven the single seater, not driven any of these. So let's see what we can do with the Aventador around the high speed ring. High speed ring, a track that you normally drive a underpowered car on rather than a supercar. So I'm expecting that I'll have to let off a little bit around here. Barrier. Just looking to set a benchmark lap really, and then see where we are. The likelihood is that we're bronze or off that. There's quite a gap between bronze and everything else, isn't there? Did not get the brakes on in time. Using all the skills I've learned, it's optimistic to think that I've retained any of the information that came along with this game on how I should drive. That's why there's no 150 board to actually pick out. I was looking for it, and then there was no 150. Or at least not dangling in the same place as the 200 and the 100. There's no 150 in the first corner either. Probably take that much smoother through the banking, but honestly this track is a good deal easier in a underpowered road car than it is in something like this. this heavy Lambo into these hairpins is a nightmare. We need to straight line this as much as possible because we've got to get the anchors on. At least a touch for this last corner. Alright, we're gonna miss silver, I think. Oh no, we are just under silver. Alright. I accept that. We are basically 2 seconds off gold, which is fine. But we can at least get that. And another 10,000 credits. Final, I know that's in the basically in the wet. I'm glad there's not a Nordschleife in here. Scuba, Tokyo, Sardinia windmills, gross. Trial Mountain, Laguna Seca. Should we try this one? Using the super formula. Oh my days. Okay, this thing stops quickly. Turns instantly. Really cannot take any curb, any liberties with those sausages. Break much later than that if I'm brave. Alright, corkscrew time. It was messy, but it got the job done. Just clip that sausage curb. Didn't disqualify us for that. We are way off the pace. But we have a lap done. Alright. God, we gotta find about 7 seconds. Which is all in the braking zones. Do need to break through there. I should get my Formula Room out to play with this, to drive this car. Okay, we took 3.5 seconds off. Now we just need to do it again. Hit exit for no reason. I'd love to see what gold time looks like in this thing. Because I mean, we're still 5 seconds off gold. Well, that was much quicker. Oh, it accepted that. What has to come off? 1.5 seconds? I honestly think most of that's through the corkscrew. Probably a little bit that's in this first corner. Oh, just ran wide there. Alright, we're going to end it there. I think I'm pretty happy with the 111.8, even if it's only good enough for bronze. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. We will be back with another stream, I believe, on Friday afternoon, pending anything that comes up with us in the office. I hope you're enjoying Gran Turismo 7 as much as we are. Lots of guides, tips, tricks, and the latest news, all available on racinggames.gg. I've been Toby Durant, and I will see you.